When people think of Adidas, people immediately recognize the company as a major player in the activewear market. Adidas had started in 1949 following a family feud between Adolf Dassler and his brother Rudolf. Rudolf had established Puma before, and there was some feud between them. Their family established these companies that make equipment for athletes, but they were for consumers as well. And that is where Adidas started. This first wave of real advertisement was through sponsorships. Since the start of the company, they've always advertised themselves in a way where athletes were wearing their products while they were participating in their sports for the consumers to watch and try to replicate. 5 years later, after their initial launch, they sponsored the German national soccer team, who gave them the Adidas football cleats or soccer cleats. They had screw-in studs that were very lightweight for them to use. That same year in that World Cup, Germany went on to defeat the Hungarians' 1954 World Cup final. As stated on their website, they won so much more than just a trophy. Their unbelievable victory would be heard around the world for decades to come, and it made Adidas and its founder a household name in the football pitches everywhere. And that is exactly where these sponsorships have started. When Adidas first revealed their famous tracksuit, they sponsored Franz Beckenbauer, a famous German soccer player, and he was the one that revealed their tracksuit. This type of advertising is what Adidas uses as a age and life cycle segmentation to target different age groups in different markets. The way they do that is by sponsoring athletes in different sports. The sports themselves already have a targeted demographic like basketball. The National Basketball Association, or the NBA, has a demographic of 17 to 26-year-old males. That is why their athletes include James Harden from the Houston Rockets or Derrick Rose, the Chicago native that plays in New York Knicks. These players have a lot of fans. They look up to them and try to be who they are. That way they buy their shoes, they buy the Adidas apparel that they wear before games or during games. On the other side, thanks to the hashtag Here to Create, they showcase their athletes that segment their markets for another market. On one of their brand ambassadors, Jesse Zappo, who runs a page called Girls Run NYC, now they diversify their market from just males 17 to 26-year-old to the females that are 17 to 26. While these big sport athletes do fit into their campaign, other athletes fit in as well, sort of like Jesse Zappo, who I was just talking about, or other brand ambassadors that you can see throughout their social media strategy. Thanks to the way they do their advertising, they have these many amount of talented athletes who they sponsor, so they can make these videos that talk about something motivated or talk about their story and how they got through it. Making these videos give you that hard work ethic or motivate you to keep on going for those that go to the gym and are trying to strive for a goal. These videos work on first time customers to motivate them, but also for Adidas fans to keep on going. With the hashtag campaign, they create a backstory to add the branding, and these athletes with these stories relate to the athletic people. And with this type of market, you have to relate to your consumer, because what you're doing is grabbing these sponsors and make them be relatable to people so they can envision themselves in the Adidas clothing or in the Adidas shoes to strive to achieve their goals in a physical matter, whether it be in a sport or whether that be in the gym. Once these customers have now related to that brand ambassador, you can now bring him into the website, show them a page about who that brand ambassador is that talks about their backstory, talks about what motivates them, but also talks about the product they use. So as soon as consumers scroll down the website, they see the different products that they are using in their workouts, they're using in that specific video, so people can just go ahead and click, add to the cart, and go ahead and buy the products there. This is the omni-channel marketing strategy that they're using. That way, they don't have to go into a store to purchase their Adidas clothing. They can just go on the website and go ahead and purchase it there. Or once you walk into another store, you can see that specific persona on there and recognize that person so they can buy inside the store. This new omni-channel marketing would be my recommendation, because the hashtag Here to Create works on social medias, but it could also work on traditional marketing, because you can create an article of a athlete that's in the coming up, so you can create that story and make people connect with that person, and you go ahead and do this article on magazines sort of like Sports Illustrated, and you work through that. Same thing with television ads. You can go ahead and use those television ads with NBA stars or soccer stars. That way you create this worldwide trending hashtag, so more people are there to relate to the hashtag. More people are going into your website to see what those people they relate to, what they're wearing, and then in theory create new customers. This new omnichannel marketing also works for life and cycle segmentation, because as new athletes arrive, the newer the customers are. So the market keeps on changing while you're still creating factors for that specific market. Meaning that if new athletes come along with new different trends, you're creating these new customers, and in theory, keeping in that life cycle and keeping in strong inside that market with this type of advertising. And that is my marketing evaluation for Adidas. So far, they're doing great. And you can see that it's all in thanks to their sponsorships. They're creating new trending hashtags, they're creating new social media advertisements, but as well as marketing to those that look up to these sports people or athletes. And that's why these sponsorships do work for Adidas. You can add on to this sort of trend that you're creating and putting it into traditional marketing, so that way there's more of a branding backing behind it, but also creating more hype. And nowadays, for shoe companies, hype is everything.
It's about ideas, bro. I will die for the art, for what I believe in. Listen to the kids, bro.